Hi there. It's Kylie here from Ginger Key Yoga and Wellness. And I am popping in tonight to do our Alpine Oils gathering online. So I started doing these a fortnight ago. And up until then, we'd been meeting in person up here in the Alpine Valley or in the Collins Valley, the Alpine region. Up near Bright. So in the winter, it's a little bit daunting to come out of your house with lots of animals around and driving at night. It's not that fun. So we decided to do these online, and it also gives us the opportunity to meet a lot of other people or chat to and share information with lots of other people who are not local. So I'm excited to be doing these online. So I'm here to talk about pain management, pain and discomfort. And just a little kind of disclaimer here. I'm a yoga teacher and an essential oils, wellness advocate. I'm not a health professional in that realm of I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to diagnose anything or treat anything for you. So if you are here and you want to jump online, you have questions later, totally inviting questions. But I just want to put that out there and remind you guys to see a healthcare professional if you are dealing with pain. Now let's have a little chat about what pain is, right? So we feel pain. We can feel pain in a number of different ways. We can feel it in our physical body, and generally it's a really unpleasant sensory feedback from our body about damage to tissues, whether that's more external layers, skin layers, muscle and joint. It could be musculoskeletal. It could be visceral in our organs. Could be pain, head tension, and there's many different reasons why we experience pain. And there's many different factors that influence pain. Certainly, I know for myself and my pain journey, I've had chronic pain, lower back pain for 20 years, something like that. And it's something that comes and goes. And when I talk about and try and really target what's involved there's so many different factors. And of course, everybody's body is going to be different. All of our social, all of our emotional, our stress levels. So many different things that are going to affect the way that we can cope with pain and the way that we manage pain. So I just want to talk a little bit about tonight some yoga techniques that we can use and some essential oils. So I'm a doTERRA wellness advocate. And so when you're using doTERRA, dealing with 100% pure oils, right? And they're certified pure tested grade oils. And there is only very few, you can count them on one hand, the amount of companies in the world who actually offer 100% completely unadulterated pure essential oils, and doTERRA is one of them. So I'm going to talk a little bit about oils that we can use and for different types of pain. So, if you're online with me, by the way, say hello, let me know you're here. A comment in the comment section, and so I know that someone's here with me. So there's a couple of different types of pain as well. We've got acute pain, which is usually a shorter, lasts a little bit short of time, and it's that very strong message from the body to say, hey, something's wrong. It's time for us to look at ways to fix this, and then we can go about a healing journey, right? More chronic pain, hi Laura, more chronic pain lasts quite a bit longer. They sort of state chronic pain entering into that 3-month plus realm, and chronic pain can go for many years. And again, it all depends on the type of pain, what's causing the pain, and then your living environment to then manage your pain. So in terms of that, hi Michelle, Oh, hi, Kerry. Nice to have you here. In terms of that, I want to talk about, the effects on pain. So attitudes, beliefs. Beliefs are a huge one. There are many different studies out there that you can look at these days that really dive into how our emotional state, our mindset can affect how strong and how we deal with pain. So yes, there's mindset, there's belief systems. So even getting down to subconscious core belief systems that we have acquired from wherever along the journey of life, whether they're ours or not. It's really important that we look at this in a holistic picture of how we manage our pain. And so, yes, there's the physical body that we can deal with. We can deal with muscle and joint stuff, and we can make a rub, and we can make a roller, and we can wrap and do sorts of things that treat the physical body. But we really want to dive into more of that mental, emotional stuff as well that is along for the ride and is often got the hand on the wheel a lot more than we often realize. Things like fatigue and certainly stress can also affect our pain journey, right? And so if we're not getting restful sleep, often I find that if I don't get a good night's sleep, I'm sore the next day. My body is stiffer. My pain receptors are calling to me more because my body is under stress. I'm fatigued. I'm working harder to then cope with whatever's on my plate that day. And so a few things I want to put out there is some simple tools. I'm going to talk a little bit about some yoga stuff, but also then more specific oil stuff. In terms of yoga is this multifaceted toolbox of practices that can really be far more than just doing a physical practice. Yeah, so we can look at the spectrum of what yoga has to offer. And breath work is one of the most potent aspects of this toolkit. And pranayama is breathing techniques, so control of breath, prana being life force. And breathing is such a key element of changing our nervous system. So when we're in a moment of whether it's acute pain or whether we're dealing with, this is the 6th month I've had this chronic pain and it's just dragging on, and we have those emotional roller coaster ups and downs, the nervous system is under stress, we can then turn to things like deep belly breathing, in through the nose, out through the nose, really simple techniques, drawing air down on a count of 4, right down into the belly, right down into the pelvis, so the belly expands like a balloon, and then as you exhale, slowly controlling the air to retract back towards the spine. So on a count of 4 on the inhale, on a count of 4 on the exhale. Now pairing that with certain oils that can help support calming the nervous system, like frankincense, lavender, these two together. I'm going to have my labels all over the place tonight, guys. Match made in heaven, so amazing. 2 key oils that are fantastic for pain management, emotional support, sleep support, both of them. So there's hi Tam, there's a really great kind of broad list of uses for these 2 amazing oils. So pairing some really simple, stable, household, basic must-have oils like frankincense and lavender into your breathing techniques. You can just pop a drop or 2 in the palm of your hand, start to take a really deep breath, and then start to close your eyes, bring your attention inside, and focus on those deep belly breaths. In through the nose, and a count of 4, out through the nose. If 4 is too much for you, bring it back to 2 until you start to train your diaphragm, your diaphragmatic breath to expand and lengthen. Pam says, yes, love Frankie and lavender together. Absolutely. Until you start to train yourself to take those deeper breaths, and breathing, like anything, is something that we need to work on. We kind of forget how to breathe as adults. We do it beautifully as babies and children, and then we kind of forget how to breathe really effectively. And breath is such a key element for our muscles and joints to start relaxing. So when we take big, deep belly breaths, it tells parasympathetic nervous system that everything is cool. We can start to calm down now. We don't need to be in tension. We don't need to be in stress response. And so then muscles, joints, the rest of the body can really start to let go. So something as simple as belly breath can really help us through that journey. You might do 10 rounds. You might sit and do 5 to 10 rounds before a short meditation. Meditation is another wonderful tool that we can use to help manage this pain journey, you know. So you can use really simple apps like Insight Timer. Set yourself a timer. They have beautiful chimes or gongs or whatever. I'm doing lots of talking with my hands, like a hand puppet. I don't know. I'll stop doing that now. So Insight Timer is a really great one. It's free, and you can also go on there and get guided meditation. So you can look up things, 2 of them. You can look up specific topics on what you want to be guided through. So if you're a beginner at meditation, it is all good. Meditation is just about being present, drawing the mind back, like retraining a little puppy. You would draw a little puppy to sit, you know, come bring it back. It gets up, it walks away. You draw it back gently and with compassion. You remind it how to sit over and over and over and over again. So in light of that, yoga, we've got pranayama, breathing techniques, we have meditation. Now there are some amazing oils that can also help support us into a more meditative place. Peace is a wonderful oil blend that we can use to begin a meditation practice. Also great for helping support us in that emotional realm of what pain can drag us through the ringer sometimes with, yeah? Another one is forgive. Now, pain can also, you know, depending on what's causing our pain, this can be a really powerful one over the heart, over the pulse points, back of neck. And in that meditation, perhaps you go down that journey of thanking your body for all that it's done and doing for you, and then thanking the lesson received on the pain journey and allowing yourself to let go of whatever it is that may have caused it. Yeah. So sometimes when we're hanging on to negativity around why we feel pain, what has caused our pain, whether it's physical or emotional, an oil blend like Forgive can really help us let go of that stuff. And that can then help our body let it go. So we hold sometimes this stuff in our cells, and therefore that manifests into joints, into muscles, into our structures. And so, you know, it's so important when we're in the yoga and we're, hi Ruth, when we're in the yoga room and we're practicing, we want to listen. When we're practicing the physical asana, the poses, we want to really listen. And this is going to vary depending on what type of pain you have going on. You know, if you have muscle and joint pain, if you have lower back stuff going on, you know, if you had head tension. Past tense is a brilliant one for that sensation of like your head is in a vice. I have 2 babies, 2.5 and 1.5. And yeah, the vice comes on frequently, right? And so rolling this down the back of my neck, along my shoulders, and just gently over my chest, really carefully along my hairline, around my temples. Please be mindful not to get this in your eyes because it's got wintergreen in it. Hi, Carol. It's got wintergreen in it. Hang on, I'm going to read out what's in here. It's got wintergreen, lavender, peppermint, frankincense, cilantro, marjoram, Roman chamomile, basil, and rosemary. All powerhouse oils to support through discomfort, yeah, and pain. So you don't want to get this in your eyes. Yes. If you do, dilute straight away with some fractionated coconut oil. You can buy these little squirty tops through the US store if you already have a doTERRA account, very handy. And I also recommend that any straight oils that you're putting onto your body for whatever reason, that you dilute those first for topical use. Going to spread further over the skin and dilute so that there is no skin sensitivity reactions happening. Okay, I will come back en route. Now, when you're in the yoga room, you might have some past tense on, you might have frankincense over your heart, you might have some lavender on your pulse points, maybe you've got peppermint over your belly, maybe you've got wintergreen on your lower back because you've got some lower back discomfort, okay? Wintergreen is a wonderful oil for muscle and joint support. Okay, when you're in the yoga room, maybe it's yin. All right, all floor-based, slow, long holds. It's all about opening the fascia, opening the joints where we can store stress and we can store tension. We can store negative, gray matter in there. And the body can start to feel like this constricted straitjacket. Yin is a beautiful practice to open us up and release and let go of that. It can really feel like you've just had a deep tissue massage after a good, hour and a half of yin. Wonderful. Anyway, getting back to the type of pain that you have, whether it's yin, whether it's a vinyasa flow, you want to warm the muscles up, warm the joints up, whether it's a restorative practice. Be mindful never to enter into pain in your practice. Sensation, yes, but we don't want to go down the road or the realm of entering into pain. You've kind of gone too far. That's not what yoga is about. So be mindful if you are using yoga to support you on your pain journey, working with a professional, depending on what your pain might look like or your causes might look like, and then going down a road that is going to support the rehabilitation rather than exacerbate the problem. I just want to put that out there. Okay, so when we come to meditation and mindfulness, some really amazing oils that can help us in that realm that are also brilliant for pain, things like lemongrass. Lemongrass is a very calming and grounding oil. This is also a brilliant muscle and joint support oil. So when we talk about connective tissues and ligaments, lemongrass is your go-to, but it's also very, it's so good at helping us clear the clutter emotionally. So when we're working in a practice like restorative yoga or yin yoga, even vinyasa, if you want to get things moving and shifting, lemongrass is a good one. Now, mindfulness, it can help us journal and can help us reset those positive affirmations. So getting back to belief systems and how that can affect our pain journey. If we want to instill positive beliefs, journaling and setting positive affirmations can literally change our core belief systems. Stick sticky notes up around your fridge, have them in the bathroom, have them on the bedroom mirror, have them all over with those positive affirmations to really start to change belief systems and mindset. You can also do other mindset stuff like tapping, EFT tapping. Highly recommend going to see someone, on that, what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, someone like a kinesiologist to also look at not just physical, but also look at energetic realms as well. Now, let's get into more specific stuff about muscle and joint pain. So obviously when you're working with your yoga practice, you might be applying oils before practice. Something that is a really great go-to is the Ice Blue range. If you're in the States, it's going to be called Deep Blue, okay? So it comes in a number of different vessels. So this one here, the 5 ml, this is the pure blend. Okay? And I'll read out what's in this because it's an absolute amazing blend for muscle and joint support. So wintergreen, camphor, peppermint, ylang ylang, helichrysum, blue tansy, German chamomile, osmanthus. So these are all oils that are going to work directly to support muscle and joint. This one, few drops into, say, a tablespoon of your fractionated coconut oil, and you can apply it directly to the area. Okay, then doTERRA have it in a rub. Now, if you have large muscle groups that need support, this is your go-to. You can put it on before or after exercise. It's great before or after yoga. It's actually amazing, and it actually helps open the airways because of its amazing smell. Think deep heat, but less footy locker room-ish without the other smells that go along with that. I haven't spent much time in those anyway. So this one, much, much better for our systems, yeah. So ice blue rub, and it also comes in a roller. So this comes pre-diluted. So anything that has touch on it, it comes pre-diluted. It also comes in the pure version, undiluted. So if it says touch on it, it's diluted, ready to rock and roll, put it straight on. If it comes in the roller that doesn't say touch, pure blend undiluted. So please be mindful. One is going to be more potent than the other. So keep that in mind. Now, ice blue rub, definitely a muscle and joint support. Oh, hi, Emily. I've just scrolled down. Fantastic. Yes, Carol says it's fantastic for her back, also her knees, and she has arthritic fingers. Yes, indeed. Absolutely. It's a beautiful blend. Now, also for muscle and joint, marjoram, copaiba, lemongrass. Okay. So there is a and peppermint. There is a blend called morphine balm. It's got frankincense, copaiba, lemongrass, and marjoram in it. So those ones. Okay, and with doTERRA, I wouldn't recommend this for any other brand, but if you've got these bottles from doTERRA, you can put these in a gel cap, and they can be taken internally. So you can put 3 drops of each in a gel cap and take that internally. Again, adults only. This is not for children, of course, but you could also mix that up in a more potent roller blend and carry that around with you. And I'd recommend mixing that in a roller and then diluting it with fractionated coconut oil. This, by the way, is a roller if you're new to that. It's got a stainless steel ball on the end, and it helps you apply it straight to the location. So in terms of our body's inflammatory response, you know, there are a number of other oils that I've already talked about, things like wintergreen, rosemary, helichrysum. I did mention all my labels would be all over the place. Eucalyptus, juniper berry, all incredible additions to those 4 staple oils, or instead of, you know, if you only have some of these in your oil collection, you might be able to make just a topical blend with some of them. All great for supporting the body's natural inflammatory response. So, you know, pain, as we know, is that message from the body that there is inflammation. It's a response to either tissue damage. Okay, we can have bone and skeletal pain as well. So juniper berry and wintergreen are brilliant for bone stuff, yeah. And then, of course, supporting the soft tissues around the bones, depending on what has happened for you. So reducing inflammation, really important there. And we also want to make sure that, you know, we're addressing the, oh, hi, Daisy. We're addressing that emotional stuff that goes along with it. Now, we can also have visceral or internal organ, you know, discomfort as well. And a good one for just, you know, comfort in the belly is Digest-N. You can apply that on the outside of your belly. Really, really great, really useful for that. Also helps, you know, with supporting through, obviously, digestion. bloating, those sorts of things. And peppermint is another great one that is fantastic. It's also another one of those top 10 must-have in your house kind of oils. Comes in the home essentials kit if you've got that, or you know, that was your starter kit. Peppermint, really cooling. It's wonderfully supportive on the body, and also for mental and emotional uplift. Right, it's an oil of a buoyant heart, so it's a great one. Again, don't get it in your eyes or on sensitive skin. Other kinds of pain, you know, if you're having monthly cramping or anything like that, Calm is incredible for supporting through that. It's the women's blend. It's the women's monthly blend. It's got clary sage, lavender, bergamot, Roman chamomile, ylang ylang, cedarwood, geranium, fennel, parrot seed, and palmarosa. So again, a powerhouse combination of oils that are going to support us directly in that area and also support us mentally and emotionally on this journey of being an amazing woman. And how grateful are we? Now, what else did I want to cover here? Has anybody got any questions they might want to pop in, or is anyone hanging out that might not have said hello yet? I am going to do a more focused question section at the end. I just want to touch on a few more things. Now, in terms of, you know, I mentioned head tension earlier, and this is a great one for head tension, but some yoga poses that are great for things like head tension, neck tension, are legs up the wall, forward fold. So anything that brings any kind of inversions that's not going to exacerbate some other or create some further discomfort. Anything that gets you upside down, that gets fresh blood to the brain, is going to help, even though intuitively you might feel like, actually, I don't want to get upside down. But gently, when we get upside down in a gentle forward fold or legs up the wall, so simply lying with your back on the floor and your butt right up against the wall, legs straight up the wall, amazingly rejuvenating and restorative for the system of the body. And this is a great one to have on your neck at that time. Also bridge, and you know, a simple one is down dog. The bridge you can do just with a simple block, and these are all fairly basic poses. I'm obviously not going to show you them now, but you can at any point shoot me a message if you want more information about yoga or yoga poses, and of course the Google is also a great resource for images of those poses. I also want to mention that I have a link that I'm going to pop in the comments section for anyone who would like a personal private consultation. So whether it's yoga or oils, I offer both in person and online. In person, obviously, if time and distance permit, but certainly online I can do oils and yoga consultations. Excuse me, and we can really tailor a practice to suit your needs. So as we know, everyone's going to be totally different. They're going to have lots of different, you know, there's going to be lots of different variables. When you work with privates, it's such a perfect opportunity for you and I to really find, you know, a great supportive journey that's tailored specifically for you. All right, now some other has anybody else got anything they want to chime in with or comment on? Oh, I can find you. I'm just going to have a little quick look through our comments section here. Oh, good. All right. Anybody got any questions that you would like to ask? I have a large array of oils sitting next to me. Getting back to one I didn't mention yet, and one that's also really supportive for sleep support. I talked about that earlier, how sleep can affect our body and put even more stress on our body, on our body's effective operation. Lavender piece is doTERRA's Restful Blend, and it's a wonderful blend just to really help stop the cogs and help us settle into a really restful sleep. You could also add something like cedar wood and vetiver to that if you really want to take it up a notch, as in go deeper but not wake up groggy. Very useful in that realm. All right, no questions, anyone? All right. Okay, beautiful. While I'm waiting, if there are any questions, I'll wait a few more minutes. I'm going to talk a little bit about copaiba. So copaiba is a fairly new oil to doTERRA. It came out in March last year, I think. Copaiba is what's known as, well, it's an oil from these very, very, very tall trees, and when they tap the tree, it runs out like a tap. In saying that, the oil itself has a chemical constituent in it known as a cannabinoid. So cannabinoids are something that you find in medicinal marijuana, CBD oil, but some of those have THC, which is the hallucinogen component. And they have something called an active cannabinoid. So cannabinoids talk to the B1 and the B2 pain receptors of the brain. So something like a CBD oil might have an active cannabinoid of about 5 to 7%. Copaiba has an active cannabinoid of around 50%, but without the hallucinogen effects. And obviously it's totally legal and extremely affordable. So these 15 ml bottles have about 250 drops in them. And this baby speaks to every system of the body, so nervous system, respiratory system, immune system support. Fantastic for supporting the body's natural inflammatory response. So this is maybe one that if you're sticking with the staples from, say, the Home Essentials kit or something, definitely one you want to add into your kit on this journey of pain management, if this is what you're looking for. All right. Let's have a little look. Have we got any questions? Yes. Okay. So if you can't ingest some of the oils with a roller ball on the base of your feet, be just as effective pain relief. Yeah, so you could definitely apply it to the soles of your feet because it's going to get into the system effectively that way. It can be found within minutes on the tip of your tongue. So those chemical components that are part of the oils that are going to be the effective parts of the oils in that way, getting into the cell structure, totally you can put it on the soles of your feet, and also applying specifically to the area of discomfort is also going to be helpful for you there if you can't ingest the oils for whatever reason. Yes, great question. Thank you. Any other questions before I wrap it up? No. All right. So just a little recap there, some daily practices that you can put in place to help support you on your pain journey, whatever that looks like for you. I want to remind you and urge you to absolutely go and speak to a healthcare professional if you're not already. Pain can be quite debilitating in a number of different ways, depending on what kind of pain you have. And so there are lots of different support options out there. Then once you're dealing with a healthcare professional, you could maybe go down the road of looking towards something like yoga to support you. And as I've mentioned tonight, some practices are breathing techniques. So a deep belly breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Maybe a count of 4 on the inhale, a count of 4 on the exhale. You might do 10 rounds. You might do this before a meditative practice. You can use oils to support you through the yoga and the meditation practice. Meditation can help calm the mind, help calm the nervous system, which can help our body's response then to calm and release when it comes to tension and discomfort. And then also mindset stuff, so journaling and positive affirmations, you know, that reinforcing that positive mindset, totally turning your world into a world of gratitude, that daily gratitude practice. Thanking the gift of whatever you're experiencing for whatever reason it's come into your life, and then allowing it to let go. So there's a couple of different ways that you can do that, through journaling and through releasing meditation, or releasing yoga practices like restorative yoga or yin yoga. Setting intentions in your yoga practice is really powerful too, you know, like a set intention, using positive language in present tense. So of course you can use specific oils to address certain things. You can make up your own roller blend and have it with you. You can be rolling it on topically. You can, there's a number of different ways that you can apply different compresses and things like that for more topical use in specific areas. And I think I've covered enough. We're a little bit over half an hour, so I just wanted to stick to the plan, but thank you so much. Oh, hi, Louise, jumping in just at the end there. I'm going to wrap it up now. So thank you so much for being on with me and for your presence. And if you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. Pop them in the comment section, and I can always flick back and answer future questions. Or if you would like to contact me regarding a private consultation, whether you already have your oils or not, totally fine. I can set some links in the comments section for either oils or a yoga consultation, so we can really talk about what's going to work specifically for you. Okay, thank you so much. I wish you love and light on your journey, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, everyone. Good night.